Hi, folks. District Governor John coming to you again today with another Governor's Vlog. Today, I am honored to introduce to you one of the legends of District 7390, a past district governor, Alden Cunningham. Alden has been involved in a number of different projects here and is actually the founder, the godfather of sorts of our Rotary Means District program here in 7390. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're also going to talk about another program that he's been running for a number of years and has passion about. So Alden, why don't you introduce yourself, tell them a little bit about what you do when you're not doing Rotary, and then tell us what's happening with about R&B. How'd you come about it?
Well, it depends. I'm Alden Cunningham, as John indicated, District Governor John indicated. I'm the past district governor from 2005, 2006. I was club president of the Rotary Club of Carlisle. 2000, 2001. I've been a Rotarian since 1984, and but I'm still not the oldest Rotarian in our club. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. But in any event, my general activities used to be tennis, golf, and reading. All that's left now is the reading and some walking on a treadmill, or maybe outside. But so my passion since I've saw this in action in San Francisco, where we have a home in District 5150, there was a Rotary Means Business going on. And for me, in my opinion at least, the vision of Rotary Means Business is to put business back into Rotary along with fellowship and service, where Rotary started back in 1905, with essentially a business networking club. And we're trying, and for many decades that kind of fell away, and it was even not viewed as a good thing. And now that's all coming back. The Rotary Means Business Fellowship started in 2013 in Santa Rosa, California, has now grown to over 100 chapters around the world, of which we are chapter number 4. So when I saw this going on in California, I saw it on the flyers on the tables in 2013, and I didn't do anything about it. But in 2014, I decided to find out more about it, got mentored, reached out to the district. And this is what in organizing and developing a chapter of Rotary Means Business, you really have to, especially if it's going to be a district-centered model, which I believe reaches the most number of Rotarians. There's a chapter where there's a group of Rotarians. You have, a part of your district, but I believe that the district-centered model is the best way to go. To do that, what I did is I reached out before I even got back to Pennsylvania and started educating the district about this. And they supported me, and then I educated our club, and they supported me. And then it sort of evolved from there. I won't go into all those details, but the biggest thing is you have to have a champion. I was the initial champion. Over time, we added some more champions for other parts of our district. So out of that, we got some support, and that evolved over time. Now we have a sub-account within the district treasury. We have a website space, R&B link. And also we have promotional support. And our promotions have involved we have about 4 lines of promotion, the Rotary Reporter, which is a weekly newsletter, e-newsletter of our district. And we also have Facebook and LinkedIn pages. And we also put out information to a group email to the club presidents, so they can they can promote this within our club. Now each champion will have their own group and for events that they host. And that brings me to the model that we at least we develop, where there's steering committees and hosting clubs. Each steering committee runs the event, and you might have 3 or 4 people on your steering committee. And the steering committees for our area, at least District 7390, Harrisburg area, Lancaster area, and the corridor running from Gettysburg, Hanover to York. Each one has their steering committee, and each one runs 4 events a year. At least that's how we've evolved, and that's what we've evolved into. The hosting clubs, the steering committee picks the hosting clubs, and then the hosting clubs find the caterer, and they find the venue for the event when we're not in a COVID situation.
Right.
And so, we've evolved. We've had a couple of Zoom meetings, but basically the hosting club does what I just said, and the steering committee runs the event. So the president will welcome everybody and turn it over to the steering committee. What happens is we have about a half hour, 5:30 to 6 of initial socialization. And then there's the welcome by the club president, the steering committee takes over, and and we form a circle, and everybody gets a chance to spend 30 to 45 seconds talking about what makes their business different, who their perfect client is, and all of that. We've also evolved to spreadsheets. We put out a spreadsheet that we get the information to registrations, and then we develop a spreadsheet. We put that out so everybody has that. But that evolved over time. The other thing you have to do in getting this started is have a demonstration event. Demonstration event we had in July of 2014, and just this past month in August, we had our 59th event. So from 2014 to now, we've had 59 networking events run along those guidelines. Now in the Zoom world, and my Zoom master and my circle master is Scott Stevens, and we're kind of doing Hollywood squares. So that's kind of how it works now. But you have to start in the champions area and then develop it from there. And that's basically what we developed it in the northern tier, around Harrisburg, then the eastern tier, and then finally the southern tier. And the last I would say is you join the Rotary Means Business Fellowship as a chapter. And that's absolutely essential. If you're not a chapter, you can't use the logo. You can't use anything. The chapter is overseen by Rotary International. So all this follows down. Excuse me.
Yeah, so while you're doing that, I'll tell you that I am a huge advocate of Rotary Means Business. I've talked about it with all the clubs that I'm going to visit. I believe, Paul Harris did get together initially to do business with like-minded, like-hearted people, and that's one of the if we can do business together, then we can share some of those treasures back to the Rotary world and do good for people around the world because of it. So it just totally makes sense in my head that we would focus on helping business happen. I would rather do business with a Rotarian. All things being equal, I can't imagine why somebody wouldn't want to do business with a Rotarian. And so it's great for people to come to these meetings who offer business. Their business is business to consumer or business to business, or even if they're just a consumer and want to learn about some of the businesses and the people that are there. There's lots of opportunities, especially these Zoom meetings. They're a lot of fun.
And if I may interject, when I saw this going on, I thought, my gosh, this is amazing. This is going to be great for membership development because you invite potential Rotarians to the meeting. It's going to be great for retention. It's going to allow us to not only connect with people from our own club, but connect with people from clubs across the district. And this, I thought, and plus it strengthens our vocational lanes. So that's all the pluses, the value that it adds to Rotary. And that's why
there are many stories, Alden, across what you've done with people that are now doing business with each other that they did not know. They were Rotarians for years and they did not know each other, and now they're doing business. It's incredible. It really is. And I
mean, we spent thousands of dollars on other Rotarians. We picked, Hubbard, one of the Mother Hubbard's remodeling there from the Mechanicsburg Club, John. Yeah. And we spent must have, dropped $30,000 to $50,000 on him. And I would have never met him. I would have never met him if it hadn't been for a meeting in Mechanicsburg in 2015. And we've used other Rotarians, and it's just, we're basically, buyers of the, and there's sellers and buyers. And yet you can't forget that you also can give people referrals, which is another value of this.
Right.
But you need to make the connection, and you have to be committed when you go to an event to get the most out of it. Mm-hmm. We've got guidance on that, on the front end and on the back end, how to do that. The last thing I would say about Rotary Means Business is that I have stepped back from it. I don't believe in staying in charge of things forever. I think that it leads to stagnation. And in some instances, even corruption and who knows what all else. Not in Rotary Means Business with Rotary, but certainly in other organizations around the world. So Scott Stevens of the Harrisburg Club has stepped up. He stepped up a little early because I got an issue with COVID back in June and July. And he was supposed to take over on the 1st of January. He's already taken over. And he's now running it. So Governor John, I would reach out to Scott and see what he's planning, see what's going on, okay?
Scott and I are having many conversations ongoing. In fact, one of the things that a couple of things we're trying to do is to have him go out to all the clubs and do talks about Rotary Means Business to make sure that folks know about it. And he's happy to do that. And in addition to that, one of the things that we're doing is we're going to have RMB play a major role in our conference this year. And through that, we're going to be able to expose it not only to our district, but our district is a three district conference this year, a tri-district conference. And so we're really going to be able to help, I think, grow Rotary Means Business and the exposure that folks are.
That reminds me, we actually use that method. I reached out to Elizabethtown, and they got involved. That's how we got started the Eastern Tier. And so we went around and we talked to various clubs. But it's certainly good to restart that because, so that's a great idea.
So let's talk about your other passion real quick.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have the champion. What happened in the West Coast in District 5150, the champion moved from the Bay Area to San Diego, and the whole thing collapsed.
Oh.
And I went to their training assembly in 2014. He gave me about a minute to talk about my enthusiasm toward it, from what I saw from what was going on in their area. And then they started squabbling among themselves, and he left, and the whole thing fell apart. So the champion's essential. So don't let Scott Stevens go, man. I mean, keep John Bailey and Rob Gallagher, keep them in reach out to them.
Yeah, I will. You just named some very strong people, Rotarians.
And they've contributed a ton. I mean, Rob Gallagher developed our pre-event letter and the post-event letter, and started it in the Eastern Tier back in, I think it was May or June of 2016. And John Bailey's been amazing. We have our constant contact list thanks to him. Yep. We reached about 350 Rotarians. In addition to what we reached through Rotary Reporter, the last I heard, that's like about 1,800 Rotarians.
Yeah.
So I think the more you get into this district center model, the more you can evolve over time. But everybody comes to it differently. And if anybody out there in the great world of YouTube wants to learn more about how to do a district center model, you can reach me at amccjc2@gmail.com. amccjc, the number 2@gmail.com. That's my last pitch. And that's for the wider world, which I'd like to see this spread to.
Yes.
And also, please join the Rotary Means Business Fellowship. It's if you join quickly, it's only $15 for an annual membership. Cost our chapter $30 a year to be part of the chapter. But you can meet businessmen from around the world, and there's 700 to 800 paid up members of the fellowship. So please, and over 100 chapters, and we just got it going in Chicago. Plus, there's the Rotary Network, which are you aware of the Rotary Network, Mr. Governor?
Yes, I am.
All right, good. And that's, you go up there and you can put your business information, and anybody in the world can access that. So that's enough about RMB.
All right, very good. So the other thing that we were going to talk about is your other Rotary passion.
Yes, and that would be awards. I love awards. If you're in the military, you don't get bonuses, you get awards. So I've always loved that, and I think they're very important. Why are they important? Because they allow you to thank and recognize Rotarians who've done great work for Rotary, and inspire others to also do great work for Rotary. And since 20, one of my 3 areas of emphasis as district governor was leadership, awards, and strengthening key district committees. And so I've focused on that. So from the period from, let's say, 2004, and Mankind in the early 2000s did some award work too. But from 2004 to 2020, awards have grown exponentially in the district, thanks to the district governors and thanks to everybody in the district working on this. And so, for example, from 1995 to 2002, 2 Rotarians received the citation Service Above Self Award. 2004 to 2020, 14 Rotarians have gotten it, according to our website. And now we've developed new awards. I didn't develop them. The district governors or district leadership teams developed the District Outstanding Service Award, and we've developed the Lifetime Achievement Award, which is actually past District Governor Tom Davis's Buzz Coho was the first honoree of that. And Tom gave that award in his year as governor. And then the Dogged Pursuit Award. I even got the Dogged Pursuit Award for doggedly pursuing Rotary Means Business. I wasn't too sure about that award, but it seems to have stuck. And we've had 6 Rotarians since 2014 get that award. And the citation for meritorious service. From 1974 to 2003, there were 10 awards over all that 29 years. In the last 16 years, we've given out 11 citations for meritorious service. So the emphasis in rewarding people is visible in what we've in fact done. Other awards like the Distinguished Service Award and the Polio Plus Award are very difficult to get. We had 2 Rotarians from 76 to 2002, and since 2003, 2 Rotarians have gotten it. So it's, that's why, and the other thing I like, and I keep mentioning this, is each club should have their own awards committee. Because if you don't have an awards committee, you don't have any initiative, any drive to get these awards. And awards can be given to clubs for being a great club in a certain area and for individuals. And all you have to do is go up to the Rotary International website, go to Learning and Reference, click on awards. They're all there with the latest guidance. And every year they change a little bit because the Rotary International presidents change. But believe me, Rotary, I'll never forget, Tom Davis said he didn't think all that much about pushing awards. And then people came up to him in his club because I went around and I gave him a little leadership and service pin and a certificate to the Rotarians in a club that had been identified by the club president and the club leadership.
Yeah.
I should award. And they came up to Tom later after I visited the club and said, that's the first time I've ever been recognized in Rotary. And that really touched my heart. So that's why I think that, awards is something worth staying with. And John May has taken over for me in that regard. And I know District Governor John has been working closely with past District Governor John May. And hopefully awards will continue at a strong level. I normally met in August with, when you had your little fundraising thing over there at that John's Diner.
Yes.
And just to review everything, and I developed a awards planning matrix. John Judson didn't like my awards planning matrix. He thought it should be Excel, but I don't know how to do Excel. So I did it my own way. And that may be not a good way to do it, but you need to keep track of, because the awards guidance changes. And it makes it easy for people to see the whole thing. But whether that's going to continue or not, I don't know. I think I sent a copy of that to John along with my strategy, and also with the I guess it was just my strategy, and I had to develop the strategy. And best clubs awards, that's important too. That's something I started when I was governor. Not that I thought of it, I never think of anything. But the gal who was the president's rep was from Atlanta that year, and she had it. And over the years, it's been honed down to a 1-page front and back deal for my 7 or 8 pages, which was a real disaster. But anyway, it got started and it got better. And, more and more clubs should try to get involved in that. Some clubs don't because they feel there's no hope. We're in the York deal. There's no way we're ever going to beat York. I told them when I was governor, I said, you're an elephant that knows how to dance. And they've got committees that are large as some clubs. So, but you have to try. And I think in the trying, you become a better club. So that's it on awards, John.
That's, your passion for that. You've built 2 separate pieces of our district out, the Rotary Means Business and the awards. And I understand the passion behind that, because you're right. We're not paid to do this. We're doing it because we as Rotarians have a passion for something. We were given a gift that we're to give back to the community in some way. Rotary is the way you can give it back. And this is these 2 things are just the foundation that you have built will be there for years and years and years. I know John May is going to take what you've given him and build on it.
Build on it and make it better. I always want it to be better.
Yes.
Because believe me, I'm not the be all end all. I've never had an idea in my life. I mean, I just see other things and put them together, and so anyway, John, thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about my 2 passions.
I will add one more thing here, Alden, and that is I'm going to show you something in a little while. Next time I see you, I received a gift from a friend. Their father had passed away not that long ago. He was a Rotarian. She is not. And one of the pieces that they gave me was the pin that you were just talking about, the Rotary Leadership Pin.
The Leadership and Service Pin. Leadership
and Service Pin. And it has the word "in" on both sides, Rotary and Leadership, Rotary, and the two
Right.
in. I had never seen that pin before, and that Rotarian kept it this whole time. It must have meant a lot to him. So
I gave out, a number of them. I only have a couple left. If I can find one, I'll give one to you.
I have his, so let's find something
it was
else.
all part of my effort I developed a special conference, and Mike Carlosuto, who later became a director of Rotary International, gave the talk, and we had breakout sessions on, communications, strategy, and all of that. And it was really good. It was in addition to the Rotary Leadership Institute and all that. But, I think leadership makes everything happen. It's all about leadership at every level in every organization. It helps to be liked too. I never figured the like part out. I think you've got that, John. You got the likability.
I think you've got that in spades.
You've gotten, you've got it, man. So.
Well, thank you for that, and thank you for joining us today. For anybody who's listening, if you have any other information that you'd like to share out on one of these vlogs that we're creating, this is a great way for us to be able to offer information out to Rotarians in our district, Rotarians across the world, and non-Rotarians who can learn a little bit more about what it is that we're doing. So
one final thought, John. One final thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
Scott, is one of the things that Scott's focused on is not only simplifying RMB, but also finding out the success stories across the district. So if you have a success story, please reach out to Scott Stevens and pass it on to him, because I think that's going to, be really helpful to us to see everything that's going on.
That's a great comment. People, they'll live off of those stories. They'll see the stories and want to get involved. So if you have a story, a success story regarding RMB, how you've been able to glean good business or offer out good business, just like past District Governor Alden was talking about. He put in a brand new kitchen and used a Rotarian that he didn't know until he met him at Rotary Means Business. And John Petrie from Mother Hubbard's Custom Cabinetry, I'm sure, is very grateful for.
He is. Yeah. I think he bought a Lamborghini after that. I don't know.
All right. Well, thank you, folks. Thanks for joining us today, and have yourself a great day. We hope to see you around the wheel.